Hi, welcome back to Anything is Possible. I'm Tamara and I live at Lake Chapala in Jalisco, Mexico. I have been living where I am now in Riberas for several months. I had a one-year lease that started in the middle of last July, and this is the time of year when a lot of the people that come down for the winter from Canada and the United States start going back. And I thought, it's a good time for me to start looking because I am not planning to renew my lease here. There's just a number of reasons that this house isn't quite right for me. And I'll go into that a little bit more. Part of it is just sort of a self-discovery thing and what works for me and what doesn't. But I have started to go out and look at new places, and I'm going to bring you along with me to look at a couple of places, and one of which I will be signing the lease on tomorrow. I'm very happy to say I'm very excited about moving into this place that is right next to town called San Antonio, Tlayacapan. As you probably know from a previous video on Ixtlahuacan, I was just really charmed by that little town. And so I saw a place there that looked just ideal for me. Had a large yard, a fruit orchard, really sweet looking little house, plenty of space to store my things, and they had chickens in the back, and there was a lot of things that were right about it. So I went and I looked at it, and it was really sweet, and I have to say I will put the link to it down below. It was on Facebook, so if you're not on Facebook you won't be able to find it. But my friend and I that I went with, she and I went to a little restaurant in town that was really cute and really good. I just had a wonderful lunch, but I realized at that time that neither of our cell phones were connecting. I have a Samsung Galaxy and she has an iPhone, and neither one of them were able to connect at all with cell phone, which was a little disturbing. And when we did tour the house, we found out from the guy that's renting it now that I guess it's either satellite or cable. It's not fiber optic, and he said if you need internet, it's not great. It's intermittent and it doesn't work in all the rooms, and I'm on the internet all the time. I stream videos. Internet is really important to my life at this point in time. So I did some research and found out that Total Play, which is the company that I use here in Riberas, doesn't service Ixtlahuacan yet. Apparently in 6 months or so they will, but not by the time I would be moving in. And if I can't get cell phone reception and I don't have decent internet, I don't really like the idea of living in a place like that I might not be able to get a phone call through if I needed to, even. So I kind of just decided that that house wasn't for me, despite its charms. So if you're just going for a vacation, a couple of months, they do rent out by the month. The people that were in there now are Canadian, and they rented for 6 months, and they're going back to Canada. Kept looking. And I had also looked at a place that was really nice in Upper Ajijic, kind of right on the edge of La Floresta, up in the hills, really upper crust area. And I just fell in love with the pictures on the listing. It has this absolutely gorgeous kitchen and a beautiful view of the lake, and a yard that looked like it needed some love, and most landlords don't really mind if you want to put some work into the garden. So, I just love the kitchen though. I mean, the pictures are just absolutely phenomenal. Talavera tile all over the kitchen, and blue and white. I'm a cook. And that kitchen just said, oh yes, I don't care about the rest of the place. But I had wanted a nice garden and a view also, so I went to look at that, and that also right off the bat. The lady that built it apparently is still kind of finishing the place. She's just sort of abandoned it and moved someplace else. I'm not clear on the story on that, but maybe she also felt it did not feel homey at all to me. It might to somebody else, or maybe somebody else can see the potential in making it feel homey. But for one person, I just felt that I was going to be really rattling around in that gigantic place, even though it's only a 2-bedroom. It was 3 stories tall with a very narrow staircase that went along one side of the house up between the levels. It didn't speak to me. I'm sure a lot of other people would love to be rubbing shoulders with some very wealthy people and in a neighborhood like that, and that matters to them, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'd rather have things that feel like home. So I passed on that one. It also cost more rent than I'm paying here, and I always kind of felt that this was about maxing out what I wanted to pay. I pay 22,000 pesos a month, which of course that fluctuates in terms of what the rent is in US dollars every month, but the dollar has been declining in value, so I'm actually paying more using my US money. So the third place that I ended up renting, and I'll be signing on tomorrow, it's less than half what I'm paying here. It was never advertised, never listed anywhere, totally word of mouth. Friends of friends, and that is how you really get the good deals, is you kind of have to come and live here and bite the bullet and pay a little more to begin with and make connections and get the word out, because I had a few people that were telling me, I know somebody that's got a place coming up, and that doesn't happen until you start making friends. So this just worked out, and it was kind of hairy edge there for a while because somebody else had seen it before me and had 48 hours to make up their mind if they wanted the place, in which case I wouldn't have gotten it. So I looked at it and I said, yeah, if they don't take, I would like it. It happened. The other guy decided he wasn't going to be a full-time tenant. He was going to be just coming down to visit Mexico now and then, and wanted a place where he could stay. And I'm going to be full-time, and the place just clicked. Even when I was down here 13, 14 years ago, and we wandered around the little towns, I always liked San Antonio, Tlayacapan. It's just a really sweet, honest-to-God Mexican town. Of course, a lot of people here do speak English, and there are some gringos here, but it's not nearly as gringofied as Ajijic. So I just fell in love with the place. I viewed it twice. After I heard that I could have it, I went back and walked through it again, made sure everything works. They had redone all the electrical, put in new faucets in all the sinks, new light fixtures, new switches, fresh coat of paint. The place is clean, and the other thing I love about it, and this was what I found out about myself, I didn't quite realize how important it was for me to have my own stuff. This place was 100% furnished down to every little detail of the decor, pot holders, kitchen towels, sheets and bedding, and thousands of little throw pillows. I mean, I don't really get into the throw pillow thing that much, and so, I used up half a closet just stuffing all these extra throw pillows in, and I'd rather get my own decor, I don't, so totally furnished isn't always a blessing. If you move down here and you've gotten rid of everything in the world, then yes, it is. And there's a lot of things now that I'm moving into this new place as nothing. No refrigerator, no stove, no washer and dryer, nothing. It is bare bones. But it is really inexpensive. And so to me, I'm really kind of excited because I can go get exactly, I'll probably go get a brand new stove and brand new refrigerator. I found a used front-loading LG washing machine at a local bazaar, and I might be able to go get that for very inexpensive if it works. Even if it doesn't, getting it repaired is probably going to be worth it. But, going out, shopping at bazaars, finding what I want, buying some few things new, getting some things off Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I'm just like really excited about getting my own stuff again, a comfortable bed, for crying out loud. I mean, I had a whole episode here on the beds of Mexico, which is like, they're just not good. But if you go out and search and buy your own bed, you can get exactly one that works for you. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the backyard is just huge. And this gigantic, wonderful back patio that has the laundry facility, so I'll be able to put my washer and dryer back there. But the yard, it needs a lot of love, and I am a gardener, so I'm really looking forward to being able to go in there, and they said I can do anything I want to the place. I can paint it whatever color I want, and I don't have to paint it back when I move out. I can do anything I want with the landscaping. They don't care what animals I have in the place. That wasn't even in the lease. And I'm just really excited because I get to fix the place up exactly as I want. And I figure I'll probably be there. I'm going to sign a year lease, and the guys that live next to me are going to sign another 2-year lease when theirs runs out soon. So, and they're just really super nice people. So I am looking forward to having nice neighbors. And if I like it there, I can sign on. And the lease was just, I thought there was going to be something flaky about it, and there wasn't at all. So we went over the lease. I went over with a realtor friend of mine. And put in one more thing. Basically, in terms of repairs, they said I was responsible for all repairs, and she called that one out. And so we now have a cap that is going to be in the contract that I pay for repairs up to 1,000 pesos. And so if there's a major repair, like a giant problem like there was in this house, with requiring and tearing up the kitchen floor and putting a whole new gas line in, I wouldn't be responsible for paying for all of that. There's a cap on it. But I have to tell you, this place is so sweet, and I'm going to put a lot into making it mine. And there's no shame in renting here. There's a lot of people that rent forever. I mean, they never buy a place. There isn't any reason to buy, really, if you get a really good deal like this. And the problem with buying a place, especially the kind of places that I've been looking at and kind of eyeing, they're really kind of bottom of the market, and they sit there for a long time. So I kind of feel like the places that are middle of the market and higher end are the ones that seem to be selling, even though they're not ones that I can afford. Things have gotten really expensive here to buy, and so I was just so happy to find a place that felt so wonderful to me and feels like home, and the town is just wonderful. You know, one of the other things at the house in Ishloacan that I looked at, it was pretty isolated, and there really aren't any gringos there. My Spanish isn't that great, and I just kind of felt like, I tend to be a loner, and that kind of place just feeds into that part of me that stays at home and gardens and does my thing with the animals and cooks. And I mean, I'm happy like that, but at the same time, we are social creatures, and having next door neighbors that I look forward to saying hello to, and there's two other friends I have that live in the town, and wonderful little places that you could just wander down the street, and you don't even know the restaurants. A lot of them, don't even have signs. They just decide to open their doors, and they have garden patios, and you go in and they cook you something to eat. It is just, I love it. I just love it. And there's everything I would need. There's a mechanic and a veterinarian within 2 blocks of me, and everything I need. So I am really excited about moving. I don't have to be out of this place until the 1st of July, so that gives me plenty of time to get an electrician in. I want to get the electricity grounded and get GFCI in the kitchen, bathroom, and the laundry area, which is not at all standard here. So it'll take a little money and a little doing to get somebody to do that. And I do want to get the place painted inside. Right now it's not bad. I mean, it's kind of a creamy white, That's kind of typical of a lot of places in the standard Mexican way of doing things, but I like color. So I'm probably going to not go hog wild with really crazy psychedelic color, and I appreciate that. I think it's all fun. Whatever you want to do, whatever your taste is good. I'm going to have fun picking out the colors. I have a couple of Pinterest boards going, which I can link to down below, and one is for the inside of the house, and one is for the garden and the patio area, and ideas I'm collecting in terms of what I want to do there. A lot of it kind of depends on what furniture I find, and so I put feelers out and asked friends, and looks like I might be getting like a purple couch, which is might be. I mean, the people are away right now, but they have a purple couch, and I'm like, I love purple. Bring it on. So I don't know what I'm going to end up with, but I'm kind of just taking things a little at a time. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Give me any comments you have below, and I will see you next time. Bye.